I like the music you just chose. That's our jazz album.
It's more.
That's Raquel. She sent it to me.
Yeah, it's Raquel. That's
It's more
the,
freedom in it's more freedom in this style too.
Well, first let me introduce the show. It's a Dame Dash show. I'm gonna introduce my woman first. To my right, I got Wifey for Lifey.
Can't hear anything.
Raquel
Hello,
Horn.
hello.
Can you hear anything?
Nah.
Can you hear something?
I can hear things. Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
But yeah, I got Raquel to the right. To my double left, I got Kenyatta, hip hop motivator,
What's good?
and today Kenyatta's brought a special guest to sit in with us.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna let you introduce him because you'd be more savvy with the introduction.
Yeah, real good friend of mine's. Known him for many years, since I was 10 years old, actually. He's also a sensei. Did a lot of bodyguard work for us.
So
Stevie Wonder.
So he could break you down right now.
Yeah, he can break both of us
Yeah,
down.
I'm saying, right now, if you got cute.
Matter of fact, he can break all four
Hey,
of us down.
yo, how you got to put everybody in the mix? You know? The question I'm asking
He's
is
doing a lot of
one-on-one-
bodyguard work.
One-on-one right now, your collarbone is broke.
I had to throw you in there. You always throw me in there. So, and you can see me get broke down.
Look, he already felt, but he ain't even hit you yet. He already was pretending he
He
got
ain't even
hit.
hit me yet.
Okay, so he's a sensei. Go ahead.
He's a sensei, you know. Dr. Zarif, he's actually, he's a doctor, of course, Dr. Zarif. And he handles, let me let you explain what type of medical and what type of practice you do.
All right, for sure. Bariatric medicine, that is my focus. My specialization is human nutrition science. So I work with people that are obese, people that have weight problems, people in gastrointestinal problems such as digestive disorders. So I reach my people through nutrition, the way that we eat, and I'm sure we'll get into that later.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna kick it. We'll get into everything. You're a special guest today. You with us?
All right.
You know, so you stick around. Pause. I'm having an interesting week because our living situation. We've chosen a project. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an independent businessman, entrepreneur, you can't really justify being intelligent and living a lavish lifestyle when you know you have to invest in your various businesses and make sure your kids go to private school. And, you know, those are the things that come first. So the only thing that really justifies not compromising quality of living at a certain level. And plus, like with me, there's an expectation. You know, I'm Dame Dash. So I always have to be living a certain way or I'm out of sorts. No one could ever, I can't just be tightening up because I'm investing in something or something like that. And that's part of the brand I built. It's cool. But the only way to justify that is for that to become a business within itself. So what I've always done is I'll always get an interesting property that's somewhat in distress. Because it's so interesting, it's hard for someone to just like flat out sell it. And usually because I like things a certain way, I'm going to gut it out and do it completely over. And usually like for a house, new floors and a new kitchen and fixtures, and you got a whole new house and paint, new paint. So like I look at the potential of something, and because of this distressed situation and because of the price you can get distressed for, it justifies investment because you can buy something for cheaper and then invest in it and sell it for double what you paid for it. Or now the evaluation of the house is double what you paid for it, and that reflects in the equity that is represented in it. So if you need to get a loan against it, you can. So let's say you paid 5 and now it's worth 10, you could get a loan against 9. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So that's the smart way to do it. But what comes with that is like the process of fixing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like a compound. So it's a couple of houses on it, and it's a big house. And like right now, we got to fix our strategy is to fix each house by house. And when a house isn't being used to its potential, when you start to turn things back on, you find that they're broken. And also, when things are older, like a house is 10 years old, things take its course, like heaters and shit like that. So like the heater broke and it's taken a while to fix it. So we've been basically either taking hot showers at close friends' houses or cold showers. And that gets Rocky pretty grumpy. You know what I'm saying? But it's a challenging thing. But again, that's part of an entrepreneur's life. Like, I'm not a Johnny. It's not like I can't just buy a house and pay top dollar for it, knowing how much this person paid for the house and how much he paid to fix it and how much of a margin he's making. Right. I feel like a clown. Like when you pay for something completely finished, you're paying for not having to have the hassle of the development. You know what I'm saying?
So that feels like almost working for like a record company to you, like taking a job at a record company.
It's just
something
being a
that's already set
sucker.
up.
I just feel like a sucker. Like if I know the wholesale price, how am I paying the retail price? I'm used to being the connect.
Yeah.
So I've never in any, like down to my first house in Jersey, like I'll catch the house while they're still building it so I can, and also on an artistic level, you know, I want the house to reflect my point of view, you know, and it's art. Like I love to put floors. I love the process of paint and all that and furniture. And I love that. Like if you ask Raquel, I spend a lot of my time just looking at real estate online just because I'm looking for a deal.
Yes, he does.
All day.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
And everywhere in the world, like anywhere that I can find a deal that I can, like, you know, and also a place where I'm gonna enjoy the quality of living while I do it.
Right.
And it's an investment because also at the end of the day, what? Now you have a house. That's something you can sell. Your family can live in it. You know, honestly, I'm not trying to be outside too much. I'm over that completely. So I want to be in an environment where I don't go out and chill and be in my bubble. You know.
Right.
So we're dealing with that, but also just settling in on having something I've never had in my whole life, a schedule to see my kid. So I finally did what I did. And remember last week I was on like a high because it's like now I'm seeing my kid without a monitor. I could just, but now I'm really like, it's becoming regular. Like I get to really just cook dinner. Rocky cooks dinner. I get to play a game with my daughter.
Right.
We get to laugh the whole time. No arguments around it, nothing, no, and just drop it right off. No problems. And
You don't have to talk to anybody.
nothing.
That's the
And you
best
got,
feeling.
and then you get the wizard. So now any communication you have is monitored by the court. So if you're just asking for something, you know, the smart answer, if we got to go back to court, it's just right there. It's right there on the wizard. So it took a good 6 months to get to this point. But really, I've been going through this for the last like 16 years. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm like at the and you can't plan nothing around. Because like, for example, everything in my existence is about taking care of my children. I love that more than anything. So I always have to be on standby to be able to be a parent because I wasn't allowed to be a parent unless it was in that person's mood or unless I did certain things. And as soon as I was given it, I had to drop everything and go and take what I was given. So it'd be like I'll get a house and have a house that's expensive because it can, you know, facilitate all the good stuff for my kids. And I end up sitting with an empty fucking house because my kids never get to come over and I'm spending a certain amount of money to facilitate that. It's just a waste of money and time.
Turns to rent.
You know, and then I can't schedule projects because it's like I don't know when I could leave town or whatever. You know, now I know when I'm gonna see them. You know, and what days to just put to the side, no matter what. From this time to that time, this is my time with my children. I could plan for them to be there and spend the money accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But it's a step process. You know, but I'm just enjoying it. So it's almost like when I hear my daughter laugh, it's priceless to laugh with your kids, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Now imagine you get that taken from you. Any man, no matter what he got, that laughter taken from you, you walking around wounded. You walking around in pain. Like the last 6 months, regardless of how much fun I was having on the lake, I was still sad because I missed my kids. There was no money that I could be given in that time. I was with the woman of my dreams on the lake. I'm having a great time, but I was still walking around with that pain. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, as an entrepreneur, as a man, you learn to walk around with pain. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially when you start dealing with death and shit like that, like it never goes away. It wears. You learn to live with pain. So it's like, it was a pain that I was living with and it's a pain that you don't notice because it's like, all right, this year, and you think at some point it's going to stop. And then 1 year turns to 5 years. And the next thing your child is an adult. Yeah. And you've just been walking around with the pain of just wanting to be a dad. So now I don't have that pain right now. It's the first time I've ever, since my daughter was born, and that I was ever able to walk around without that pain. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different time for me. It's like now I'm wealthy. You know what I mean? If they were to say, yo, Dame was broke before, Dame was broke before because I couldn't see my kids. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm wealthy and I got my girl, which is wealthy. Like, honestly, if somebody come to you and say, I'm gonna give you $1 billion for Rocky and $1 billion for your kids, that's $2 billion you got to walk away from because it's priceless.
It's priceless.
That's your ultimate wealth, is the happiness that you have with your family and your kids. Like, what are you doing it for? What are you outside hustling every day for? So you could build a house and have an environment for your children and enjoy being with them. Right. That's wealth. You know what I mean? Being rich, like, you know, so that's where I'm at this week and I'm feeling good about it. And so we've like found the offices. So now that I know things and we found offices, we found our investment in the crib, what we're going to do. even though we had cold water, but you know, everything it seems like we've been fighting for is happening. It's that time. Like there's times, like you would have talked to me 3 months ago, because you know at the end of the day you always think somebody's gonna cheat, some bubblegum shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you don't really know what's gonna happen. You're like, oh, I could do everything they say to do, and then some other stupid shit's gonna happen.
Right.
Well, I did everything they said to do, and now I'm benefiting. So you interview me, you know, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm aggravated. I'm sick. I'm worried. I'm not myself. I'm out of sorts. You interview me now. I just went through it so lovely, meaning that I got the therapy, I got the monitor. You cannot say nothing. You got to let me see mine. And now I don't have to fight with you over it. It was worth it. And now my daughter, she's only 7. So now I get to hang out with my for the rest of her life. That shit was a small price to pay. And through it, I learned how to play with my children because I got the therapy. So now I know, like, you know, you could be 90%. That 10%, you might, you know, 90% great father, but 10% lacking, and that affects them. Right. The better you are as a person, the better you are as a father. Even and if there's someone that's a professional at it that can objectively tell you exactly what to do to make your kid happy and what's healthy for their existence when they get older, I'm doing that. And it was along the same lines, but now it's more focused. Like when I'm around my daughter, it's all daughter. Yeah. It's no like you play here and I'm doing that. We playing a game. Everything is coexisting time, and they love that. And when your daughter tells you something or your kid tells you something, the next week, bring what they ask. They appreciate the fact you're listening. You know, I could do all that. The face that your kid gives you when you give them something that they wanted and how happy they are they had it, like down to jelly beans. That shit is priceless. Yeah. You do not have to buy a kid a fucking car to get that face.
Yeah.
Usually a kid that gets that card feels entitled. He's not even happy about the big things. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they should have it because of all maybe the bullshit they've had to endure with your personal shit. Mm-hmm. But when you have a genuine love, just being the things that money can't buy are the things that are priceless. That's why they're priceless. Yeah. And that's the ultimate wealth, is to have a bunch of things that money can't buy. Like independence, your children, your woman, love, happiness, laughter, all those things. Mm-hmm. You know? So that's where I'm at.
No, that's good. Yeah.
That's a beautiful.
But see, now the thing is, the interesting perspective is that's my perspective. Now, for a woman that had to ride with me through all that, what's your perspective?
Well, all I know is all this talk about how you're happy about the house, yet you just asked me if we wanted to go and look at another house. In the car ride here,
another one
is hilarious to me.
Another one presented itself. It's all marbled up. I'm like, that's just floors and wood. You want to see it?
He's like, make the call. Call her.
Plan A and B. Like sometimes things don't go according to plan. You gotta have an exit plan. So that works too. You never know.
This entrepreneur spirit never ends.
I know you're right.
He said you want to go see it.
He's like, literally 5 minutes ago.
You got that one. That's case in point right there. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I fucks with you like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, how about the journey? Like, as far as even dealing with the fact that you got to remember when you're still kind of connected with someone, like as far as for your kids, you got to talk to them every day. How do you build another relationship with someone that you love and they know that you have someone else in your life? You got to split the time. If she had to be talking to some other dude all day about things, I'd be tight about it. I'm not gonna lie. I want 100% of Raquel's attention. So I couldn't really 100%.
It wouldn't be the same relationship. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying is I was able to also have that. Like all this time, I couldn't have enough. Like when you see me with a girl, since Aaliyah died, that's all I wanted to do was love. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's like you got to get the person. And also, when you love somebody, like if you buying somebody a bunch of stuff and you spoiling them and they don't deserve it, it doesn't feel so good.
Well, it's like buying your child the car that feels entitled.
But when somebody deserves it and you buy it for them, you feel good about doing it. You know, and that's what I was telling. Like Rocky got the love point. She got the love obligation, where it's like she's done it so right that I enjoy doing what she deserves. Right. Giving someone what they deserve is something that you'll enjoy when they really deserve it.
Exactly.
And like there's certain things that had I not gone through these tests to see how she was going to react to these tests, I wouldn't know if she would deserve it. But 100% I know that she's going to ride out and do whatever I need to do to see my kid. I know she's going to do that. I know that. So when we benefit together and reap the benefits of all of our labor, I'm loving the fact that she gets the benefit as I benefit. Everything I got, she got with one person. You know what I'm saying? So all of that has been happening. Like the validation of the love, the relationship, me having my kids, not walking with that pain, being able to set up business, set up shop, and just get accustomed to the life that I've been trying to architect, because I believe you have to architect your life.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You can't let life just present itself to you and then, you just do it with somebody give you a script.
Foundation
You
up,
live in
you have
somebody
to.
else's movie.
Yeah,
like,
you
you know
have
what I
to.
mean? It's just like a house. That's how you like to live in your house. I like to be in the kitchen with Rocky watching television while she cook all day. That's what we do. She cook, I watch TV.
Well, you like to make the most out of your situation. So, regardless of where we are or what we're doing, if you're
fine.
not happy in one situation, Damon likes to pick up and just go.
Yeah, if I don't like it, I'm moving. I don't,
He's-
I don't
like
like-
that.
everything got to be fun.
For the past, I don't know how many times we've moved in the
somebody
past
else
like
funny.
5 years.
Yeah, no,
But we pick up,
5 times.
go not start over, but start fresh in a new spot.
But we was
You
almost
know?
also we almost like gypsies, because there was, while I couldn't see my children, I
Yes,
needed to
exactly.
occupy my time.
Exactly.
So what we were doing was going and setting up shop in different places. So we set up shop in Charleston. We set up shop in North Carolina. We set up shop in Hong Kong. We set up shop in Jamaica. We set up shop in the Lower East Side. We set up shop in Brooklyn. We set up shop in Tribeca.
Yes.
We set up shop in upstate New York. We set up shop in Carmel and in Woodstock. We set up shop in Thailand. We set up shop in Beijing. We set up shop in Shanghai. We set up shop. We did. I'm not even lying.
We did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a lie.
I
You know
didn't
what I'm
even know
saying?
some of those. Like I knew some of them.
I got it all. I have,
Yeah.
and I've been taping it all. It's all aggregated. It's all
Jamaica.
there. Jamaica, like I had her up in Judgment Yard with Sizzler. Come on,
Yeah.
she was up in like temples that women aren't even allowed to go in. You know what I'm saying? In beautiful places with people in their authentic environment with authentic respect and love.
Yeah.
Completely comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We done did plays, movies, documentaries, albums, gallery openings, launched clothing line, made dog toys. Like,
Moved back and forth from LA to New York
Every
to
place-
North Carolina like 4 times.
You can't go into a market and take it if you're not in the market. I don't care what nobody say. You have to understand the people who's rolling. The people
Yeah.
think different. You got to do those things. So, so what about the struggles? You keep getting off that.
I don't make it. I was talking about the moving is a
yeah.
big struggle.
Yeah.
So like constantly picking up and going someplace new and unpacking and just it's not even unpacking furniture. It's just like unpacking your life into a new situation.
Yeah, you seen
You know?
new houses. I'll be in one place and I think something funny. I'm going. It
Yeah.
costs more too, but you got to get out of there for your safety. I just be out.
But in the long run, you like to have those fun, fresh starts and those new ideas because you want to constantly keep yourself inspired. As creatives, staying in one place kind of keeps you into a bubble that you might not be able to grasp other things outside of you. So like
It's like-
Damon and I have lived in almost every town in LA.
It's like this.
From Malibu to
Marina Del Rey.
Marina Del Rey to Venice,
Mar Vista.
Mar Vista. We've lived
Sherman
in Sherman
Oaks.
Oaks. We've lived in the other parts of the valley. Now
Beverly Hills.
Beverly
We ain't
Hills.
tell you now. Bel Air. Everywhere, and just to figure
Different
out where
inspirations, the different
that, and just
inspirations.
figuring out what's going to be the best positioning for me. Like I wanted to be on the beach, but
But honestly, it was all just for his kids
be around
to
my
see
kids.
exactly how far away his kids were from those areas, and like because LA is so
Like,
you
you don't-
you never know because of the traffic and everything. And I swear, everybody talks about the traffic, but it's such a real thing.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
real.
get caught up in that.
you
and
fucked up. If something's
It-
supposed to take 15, you get in some traffic, it could take an hour and a half.
Exactly.
At the wrong
Yeah.
time, like you have to know when to
3
travel.
miles can
So-
turn into an
so-
hour trip. It's ridiculous.
Just figuring out what the day to day
crazy.
was going to be. Like if I could pick my kids up from school, do I need a half hour to get there? All of that. Just really adjusting to life. Now we're at the business part of it where we're now putting together a new crew, a new staff to execute our vision with the network and all the other innovative things that we've been investing in. What I wanted to say was the thing that stood out to me in this that was challenging was every Sunday, I would have to fly to LA from North Carolina for the day. So it was like a thing for the whole family. So, I'd have to get up it's still dark, 4 a.m. and
4 a.m.
Rocky
get
would-
up.
and me traveling alone is like crazy. I'm not used to doing anything without Rocky. So it's like,
Sometimes bring a dog.
bring a dog, bring a puppy because the dog, she wanted to see the puppies. And, she would pack me up, make sure I had a driver, get there, make sure I'm on the plane. Then like when I land, I'd have to waste a couple of hours because it was like an hour or two before the actual visit. Then have the visit for 4 hours, and then have to wait for the last thing smoking, the red eye. And I'm done at 4 o'clock, so I'd have to fill up my time. And she's like Charlie, you know what I mean? And it was just a process. And then when I would land that day, the next day, I'd be so exhausted, and she'd be so exhausted that we'd just sleep the next day. But that was like a routine I had to do for like 8 straight weeks, but I did it for more. You know what I'm saying? But it was a part of my reality. And it was, again, a small price to pay to get those 4 hours of supervised time. But at least I could take my daughter to the zoo. I could go paint with her. We got to play golf, miniature golf. Like, I never had that time, so I would do it again. I would do it every week if I had to, but it was like once the therapy thing started to kick in, it didn't make sense to fly in for one day. I had to be there for 2-3 days a week. We were like, all right, we just have to be in LA now. Right. And now but again, now we have to get the crew together to start everything I stopped in New York, I have to be able to do it, but in a way where it's, conducive with my schedule for my children and my woman. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm architecting, my life. And so, it's therapeutic to be able to get on the radio and talk about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's on my mind. It's what I'm thinking about when I'm sitting there. I'm just like, you kind of have to put things in order in your brain to make it make sense and not to react in the moment to certain things. You know what I'm saying? And, so I feel completed. I do feel wealthy now. I feel great. So let's get into what your thing. I think you should, again, I think you should conduct this interview.
Well,
we should talk, but
because we know you're
you
doing
just know more information about it.
Well, yeah, I know you do the organic thing, so I thought it was appropriate that we bring a doctor on to give us some knowledge on how to live better.
Well, that's dope.
I'm excited
because
about
health
that.
is your greatest wealth. So,
Rocky only cooks organic.
Oh, sweet.
And because I'm diabetic, I got it started. I kind of got used to using like Splenda and stuff like that. And the crazy thing is, my daughter, we were at the restaurant, and she was like, "You put that in your stuff?" I would never put that in my body. She's 7.
Right.
So I'm like, my daughter, and she's like very insightful. Like she'll tell me like, I think there's bees out here, and then there'll be like 1,000 bees down the hill. I'm like, how did you know? You know what I'm saying? Like she's very insightful. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to the kids.
Yeah.
And she was like, if she's saying that, and then my girl saying that, I haven't even touched Splenda since that day. But that was like the least healthiest thing I think that I do, besides also, like when I'm diabetic, and people understand that candy's a big part of your diet because your blood sugar goes low. So you constantly need sugar. You need sugar more. You have more sugar as a diabetic than as not a diabetic because your blood sugar constantly goes low, and you always have to have quick sugar to get it back. So I always need jelly beans and all that. But what I know is, all our candy is organic. No corn syrup in the candy, that kind of thing.
And I think you just have a sweet tooth for candy because I try and get you to drink orange juice, and that would be like,
I have a sweet tooth for you.
That's a little bit harder to do.
No, see, you've never had a reaction. When you're diabetic, you have a reaction. You don't liquid, pause, you're starving. Like when you have a reaction, the feeling is starvation.
Right.
It's like you want to feel food. Pause, like you want to eat. So it's like liquid is like, all right, the sugar, it's going to take 15 minutes regardless to get your sugar back to normal. But in the meantime, you're still feeling it. You're like transitioning out of it, and eating makes you feel better. It's not necessary, but it definitely is like therapeutic wise. It makes you feel better. But the life of a diabetic is like you have to kind of be it to understand the subtleties of living it. It's a 24-hour thing though.
Wow.
It's 24 hours.
Yeah. So she cooks. Make sure we cook right.
So I want to hear let's hear what he has to say.
I want to hear what he was saying based on what you did.
Well, one of the things that I know, this is going to be easy for you because what you're talking about, even when you're talking about real estate and you're talking about separating your liabilities from your assets, you have a real keen sense of those things that really count and those things that don't, those things that add and those things that take away.
Right.
One of the things about
logic, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the new norm is people being illogic and they continue to eat in a way that doesn't work. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner definitely doesn't work. Right. I really want to talk a little bit about what you said about the candy thing. Yeah. Now, the way that I have I teach my patients to eat according to the circadian rhythm. Everything on the planet has a circadian rhythm when it's up, when it's down. So every living thing, so fish, all types of animals, insects, and so forth.
Is it like a heartbeat? When you say rhythm?
What is circadian?
The circadian rhythm
I need to know what that
is the amount of time. It's like from the time that we wake up to the time that we go to sleep.
Okay.
and the things that keeps us up. So when we're up, there is a certain time that our body is converting food into energy.
Yeah.
When we're asleep, this is when our bodies is taking the food that's been broken down and converting that into the substances that help our cells to heal, that helps any type of immuno problems to boost itself.
Does it matter if you're not on a consistent schedule? Like, let's say you live in a bunch of different time zones and you sleep different times.
Yeah, if you're this is why one of the things that the way I found this, because I worked for many years with Stevie Wonder. Steve was always on erratic schedule, just crazy, and plus his not being sightful, not having sight, the
concept of time is probably different.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
So I had to come up with something that would be more suitable for him, because if you see Steve lately, he's down about 47 pounds now, and he's vegan. But before, when he got married, it was hard for me to get him to see that, because of course, he wanted to do what his family wanted him to do. But now when
you're not going to get Stevie to see anything.
Huh?
You're not gonna get Stevie to see.
Yeah.
Not to be bad. It's hard. You're gonna fucking miracle.
Yeah, that's incredible. Although they just got a nice discovery of now how sightless people can get an implant now and actually pick up light. Oh, wow. So then now they're picking up images.
Is he gonna do that?
Probably. When I talked to him, he said he wanted to.
I would love to be able to see Stevie Wonder see.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Everyone would watch that. I would want to watch
that. Would be incredible.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but he one of the things that he made me understand about food is that one day I was asking, we were at this years ago, and I asked him, I said, Steve, what you doing, man? You getting your way out of shape now? Let's do something about that. And then he said, for what? And I said, what you mean for what? And he said, I get everything and I do everything that I want to do, and I'm out of shape. It's not stopping anything. Nobody loves me less. And that's when we had the conversation about it ain't about what everybody else thinks. It's about, what you think about yourself and what you're doing to yourself, because ultimately, how you take care of yourself impacts everybody that's connected with you.
Right,
absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's really important that we get away from like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because that's killing everybody. That's why we have these crazy levels of obesity and all other these different.
So it's basically
diseases.
you're eating the wrong things at the wrong time.
Exactly. That's exactly.
So what should be when your first hour seems like your energy level is low?
Yeah.
What should you be eating?
The first hour, that's when we get up in the morning, our body works just like the sun. It rises, it goes all the way to the zenith, and then it comes all the way, it sets.
Right.
That's the way the human body works. Right. So when we get up in the morning, our first hour, wherever we are on the planet, our first hour of getting up is the time that we should detox. Detox isn't all these herbs and laxatives that they sell today. Detox is about having the detergent foods such as the fresh raw fruit and water. Those are the best detergents to put in our body.
So drinking a juice,
a glass of water.
Juice.
Yeah, well, fruit in the morning. Fruit is.
I'm not gonna. This is how my life actually. When we're on point.
Like it's when we drinking a glass of water and eating.
Look, when we're on point and we're all set up, when I first get up, you usually give me like a protein shake, right? Or that shake when I'm working. What's that strawberry? You give me that. You'll give me water. You'll give me fish
cod
pills.
liver oil.
Yeah, that. Then we'll eat. Like, but it'll be like an hour. The reason why is because I got to eat when I get up because I'm diabetic. I take a shot. Yeah. So they keep me, but generally before the meal gets made, there's a bunch of liquid and things that they give me. Would that be considered what she just said? Is that a detox? Or
Yeah. I mean, some of it is. What
it is when I'm on point, it's colostrum and bananas and strawberries blended with coconut water and that is what it is. So the strawberries are frozen. So that's the first.
Yeah.
That's the thing I drink. That's like a protein.
Well, you can take the colostrum, and you can any kind of colostrum. Of course, is a serum from milk and butter fat. So the thing that if you really want your body to be as healthy as you want to, as far-fetched as it may be to some people, you have to get away from any type of meat products and meat byproducts and any type of animal, because the animals are all infected. There's no
what's the
healthy-
colostrum? What's the purpose of What's the purpose of the colostrum when you give that?
is to help fight any type of toxins. It's also to help colostrum is. It's a form of it helps your immune system.
That's what I call the breast milk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Colostrum is
breast milk.
colostrum comes from when you're breastfed.
Right.
It comes from mother's milk.
Yeah,
That's what she's saying. He's saying that when you put something from another animal and you're getting all the stuff that's bad
Right.
about with the animal. So anything animal related shouldn't be in the detox period because it's like putting more toxic shit
exactly.
in. I get it.
Yes, counter. Right. Yeah, so you can substitute that like with they have a lot of from cashew milk to
Coconut milk.
milk.
No, she does the coconut milk.
Yeah,
She
so
does the
all of
coconut
those that can replace that.
We don't. That colostrum is the only dairy product we really. I do. I do use ghee butter.
Yes.
Just
yes.
purified. What is it? Not purified.
Clarified.
Clarified butter, and the other milk product. I've been kind of on the verge of sometimes I do kefir.
Yeah.
Kefir shots, but that's the most for dairy. And
I've
grown up on cheese,
yogurt
so
shot,
I
though.
have
What's
that's
that like?
kefir.
Yeah, we do the kefir sometimes.
Yeah, kefir and yogurt, all of those products, those are
Dairy.
for and there is people use that for the microbiome.
Probiotics.
Yeah, so the probiotics, except that they extrapolate that from sick cows. That's the thing about it.
You don't eat meat at all, do you?
No, I'm vegan. Yes.
Yes.
But even if you're not vegan, he's just saying certain parts and times of the day. If you are going to do something toxic, that's not the time.
That's correct.
Right.
So this at the first hour is when you want your body to first you want it to stimulate evacuation because we should be up and you should get rid of whatever it was overnight.
Right.
The other thing about this, the first hour, is that your brain right now has lower waves, which are called alpha waves, and your heart is still slightly in diastole, so it's still beating very slowly.
Right.
When we get up in the morning and we eat like proteins and oils, it causes the body to work suddenly. It's like shaking a person up instead of saying, honey, it's time to get up. It's kindness or a gentle awakening versus abrupt.
It's like a gradual getting into the.
Exactly, because now from the first hour you go to the third hour.
That's the bridge. This is the bridge.
Yes, the bridge.
So it's like a snack.
That's correct.
Got it.
So you start eating there, and that's when you add a little more protein. Now the protein can be in form of nuts. The protein can be in form of eggs for those people that eat, eggs and that kind of thing.
I love eggs.
So yeah,
her eggs she makes scrambled fried. It's like a way that she makes it where like scrambled but fried.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that shit.
So you can do that, and you can
you
add
have a piece of beef bacon with that? Pause.
Yes, you can actually, because
that's
it's
my bridge right there. That's my bread. That's what I eat.
So those and
can you have a plantain?
Plantain.
Pause.
Yeah,
plantain.
That's actually good because it's a vegetable fruit,
right?
And you can use that also.
Nice. So my bridge.
His favorite breakfast.
The breakfast that she makes me, but we saw because my cholesterol was getting high. So every other day we either do oatmeal or we'll do beef bacon, scrambled fried eggs, and either plantain and like an avocado.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, okay,
that's good.
Okay, high fiving. We're high fiving right now. Me and love for a living. That's it. All right, so we on par a little bit. All right, so then the fifth hour is the bridge hour.
Yeah, you can repeat this. This is pretty much the same thing.
I can have eggs again?
Well, right here you can have like more like I use this right here for this whole sector right here is like for protein for building and for getting my body clean from the night before.
And portions, I imagine, are important.
Very, very small portions. So you can have one serving, like one serving of an apple would be a small apple, for instance, or one serving of a grapefruit would be a half a grapefruit. One serving of nuts would be about 8 to 10 nuts. So you really don't need a lot of food in order to fill yourself, but most of that is habitual and it's something that we used to do, and we used to have in big bowls and big plates. The largest meal should always be in the middle of the day because this is the highest point of our brain waves, and this is where you're getting more blood per stroke when it comes to your heart.
Okay, wait. Before we do that, let me just put everything in perspective.
Okay,
So if I get up at 9 o'clock, that's when I should have the detox period.
that's correct.
And then around 11 o'clock, that's when you should have the eggs and bacon and plantains, and that good thing. Then around that's 2 hours later, so around 2 o'clock, then you should have something similar to the first thing, but
Yeah.
a small portion, right?
Or a smoothie is good.
Smoothie,
There.
okay. Smoothie. And then
So that's when we could do the colostrum. He's
right,
saying
yeah, that's when we could do the colostrum.
that's a
That's
better
the
time.
smoothie time.
Better.
Okay, got it. And then so that's 12, and then 1, 2. No, that was 2 o'clock, right?
So you got up at 9, 11, and then 1, and then we're at 3 o'clock on your
3 o'clock.
largest meal.
So 3 o'clock, which is basically lunch.
Yeah, the lunch should be the size of dinner instead of dinner
That's
down
how we
here.
do it, though. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Like we don't eat until have a big lunch, and that'll usually be dinner because I'll be full the whole day. I'm
Yeah.
already full.
Yeah.
And you're moving. You got activity through the day.
Exactly.
So
So lunch should be dinner.
that's correct.
Got it.
Yeah, so the largest meal, this is where we should be eating all our proteins. Proteins is the hardest
Steak.
cells
You know
to.
you don't eat steak and cheeseburgers and shit.
Yeah, all of that stuff. If how those, yeah,
I still like shit. It's just organic. You know what I'm saying?
and that's cool, too, because as you again, it is more of an evolution than it is a revolution. You take little bitty steps,
That's right.
and what happens here is that you eat whatever that is the largest amount of food because you got the rest of the day to walk it off, to dance it off, to play it off, whatever you're doing.
So then the 10th hour, which is around 5
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Well, the 10th hour, we get 3 hours after, so you're going to be about 6 here because this is the largest. You take about 3
Okay, so
hours
6
before you
o'clock.
start eating again.
So 6 o'clock, you have a bridge. Mm-hmm. What's the bridge going to be?
And the bridge is that's a good question because after all of this is protein and fruit here. And then when you get here, this is where you, the 7th hour is where you begin the vegetables along with the protein because vegetables actually help break protein down.
It's dinner,
Oh, good.
basically. It's
Yes.
everything that you would have in dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have vegetables, you have your meat, whatever,
Salads.
you have your salad, everything you have in dinner.
So like
Yeah.
I wanna know
our
the bridge.
salads that we make, the salad with the.
Ooh, she makes a salad where she puts the cooks the onions on it and
I'm not gonna lie,
grilled
salads
onions.
with sautéed onions.
and then throws the steak
is
or the chicken on it.
so good.
with the good
You
with the
think
good
you
dressing.
don't even
Oh,
understand.
man.
Hot sautéed onions on a salad is the
wow.
best thing in the world.
That's it.
It's crazy. I'm telling you. So it's like a salad for the bridge for the 10th hour.
Yeah, you can use a salad here, a soup, a broth,
Right. Like
bran muffins,
You
that
could-
kind of
you
thing.
could have like a soup with grilled cheese.
After the 7th hour,
10th one,
you
the
want
bridge.
it. Yeah. So anything
Grilled
after
cheese
the
is
7th
dairy.
hour, we want to get rid of.
Oh no, not too much carbs.
Yeah, protein dominant
Right.
foods and the foods like oil, cheese,
cheese, no
all of
cheese?
that. Yeah, those are
No cheese?
protein dominant foods.
So don't eat cheese and all
Yeah.
that.
So
Not-
a
not
steak
during that time.
salad is not really. Well, you can do a steak salad on the 10th hour.
No steak because steak again is
no
protein.
No protein. What
See,
about dessert?
and-
What about dessert? Is that a good time? No, you can't do dessert because that's carbs.
Well, yeah, actually, carbs are better in the evening because carbs are calmatives.
Really?
Yes.
But don't they tell you don't eat carbs before you go to bed?
The wrong carbs, white carbs, but they don't say about the brown carbs.
Yeah, nobody talk
Yeah.
about the brown carbs.
Yeah.
Good carbs.
Just white stuff. Boy.
Always do that.
What's the difference between a brown and a white carb?
Like what's a brown carb that I could eat?
A brown carb
Pause.
would be quinoa, would be brown rice, would be
Black rice.
any buckwheat,
What about something sweet?
oats.
Anything sweet, brown?
All of those break
Like a
down the
blueberry
sugar.
muffin? A blueberry muffin?
Yeah. those break
Well, you can actually you can have a blueberry bran muffin. You can have all of those sweets that are made with whole grains.
What about pretzel bread? That's not gonna work good.
pretzel bread?
I
Not so
love
good.
pretzel bread, B. Pretzel bread is everything.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
I've been doing a lot of research on these grains.
Pretzel
Pretzel bread
Have
is
you
crazy.
heard of Damon loves pretzel bread? It's such a sin.
Hold on, we told everybody loves pretzel bread that knows about it. She told Tallulah about pretzel bread. She was like, pretzel bread? I might have some of that later.
She's like, actually, if I don't like the other
If I
stuff,
like the
at
other
least
stuff, I'll just eat the pretzel
I'll
bread.
eat the pretzel bread.
Just eat the pretzel bread. But anyway, what were you saying?
But we're gonna have that for lunch.
No,
Yeah,
what were
you
saying
got
before?
to they got to have rewards.
Yes.
You know.
This one grain that I've been purchasing recently is einkorn. Einkorn grain. It's an ancient grain that has never been genetically modified or engineered ever. So it's the only one that exists.
You
So
gave me that the other day, right?
yeah, I got a pasta of it.
Yeah.
But they also say that it might not affect gluten-free people. So because of the way it hasn't been processed, so it they haven't tested it fully.
Yeah.
But it might not.
Have you heard of this grain?
Yes, einkorn.
Einkorn.
We wanted to just hit you with something that maybe you didn't know, but okay. fine.
No, I would hope he knows it. But I just wanted to
He knows
know your
everything, by
thoughts.
the way, about food.
I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Well, I think, it just like when it comes to nature, the closer you are to nature, the healthier you'll be. So I think that selection, when it comes to nature versus something that's refined, is a step in the right direction.
So what's the difference between like a sprouted grain and like einkorn?
Well, an einkorn can be also sprouted also. It's
Right.
just sprouting just means that it's been soaked and the cells have absorbed water.
But what does that mean? Like, is it a better thing
Yeah.
for your body?
Yes,
Like,
because once the cells absorbs water, now those dormant enzymes that stay, like for instance in beans, legumes, nuts,
Yeah.
they actually are now alive, and that's how we get more life by
Giving them
eating
oxygen.
foods that are alive.
Oxygen.
oh, okay.
That's when to say something smart.
So what would be a better flour? Like a sprouted flour
Yes.
or like the einkorn
Yes.
regular?
If eventually once einkorn is around long enough, you'll be sprouted einkorn, right? But when they're still in experimental stages, so to find out more about it,
Right.
it's not been around
They ain't
long
gonna
enough.
sprout that yet. They ain't
Yeah.
gonna sprout that yet.
So they're just finding out about it because 99% of all corn in the United States is GMO.
Exactly.
So they're looking for alternatives right now.
So basically, something hydrated is better because it kind of gives it life.
Yes.
And it
And
digests it easier.
that's correct. That's correct. It
So
breaks
because
down.
it's life, it helps it break it down easier.
It's-
It makes it digest better.
I know you don't
Well-
wash so many dishes, but think about this: if you have a dish and
That was a jab.
it has a lot of, it's a pan. It's
right.
a non. It's
I'm not even gonna fight that one.
It's a stainless steel
Soft hands.
pan because you don't want to use nonstick because it's covered in plastic. And when you're cooking on plastic, what happens to plastic when it goes into your food?
Yeah.
The plastic melts and goes into your food. So no nonstick pans. But if you have a pan, like a stainless steel pan, and everything's hard, you have to soak it in water and then it comes off easily. So it's easier to digest. So that's like flour. So it'd be easier to digest in your stomach because it
Yeah.
already has that water soluble kind of technique in it.
And the other thing that in addition to that, other than it being easier to digest, is less work on the human body.
Right.
That's why a lot of people age prematurely and die prematurely because their body's working overtime when
Yeah,
they should
to
be
process,
resting. A peanut butter sandwich. you know.
pesticides and
Yeah.
preservatives that are already working to preserve a food.
So let
they
me ask
gotta
you
work
this.
through that.
So we're on the 10th hour, right? And that was about what time was that? About?
That was 6.
6. So now we're at like the 8, 9. Right?
Yes,
So
because
what
you
do
got up at 9, then that you cut off at
So
9.
eating at 8 or 9 is actually the lick. You're supposed to eat it. at 8 or
When
9.
you get up
At 9.
At 9, yeah,
Get
it
nap.
changes.
12 hours. So it should be 12 hours
That's
after
correct.
you eat.
Absolutely.
So what would that small meal?
That small meal. Now, this is where some of the things, like for instance, oat bran, steel cut oats, all those hot.
I don't consider that a meal.
The hot oat. Oh, sure.
We eat those for breakfast. Steel
Yeah.
cut.
That's breakfast meal.
Yeah.
Dinner is that dinner? Is that the like grand? Like how do you go into bed eating breakfast, or you go into bed like you should have breakfast before you go to bed?
Well, here is the global hypnotic state that we've been in because
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Yeah, that's what I'm
because a lot of people.
So you should eat breakfast for dinner.
That's correct because the oats, all of those are foods
Now
that
you get
help
to eat
you to
that
get
bowl of
it.
cereal for you.
Eat
You
that
gonna
oatmeal.
You gonna eat a bowl of,
Oatmeal.
you gonna eat a bowl of cereal.
Eat those grits.
You gonna be eating fruity pebbles. You gonna be eating
It's
fruity
like, what you
pebbles
doing?
at
I'm
6
over here eating
o'clock.
grits.
You gonna be eating Frankenstein,
Fruity
Frankenmeal. You gonna be eating Captain
Frankenberry.
Crunch, Captain
Yeah.
Crunch at 8 o'clock with coconut milk.
Yeah,
It's like what you doing eating fruity
So
pebbles,
like rice
coconut milk?
pudding with like coconut milk.
Yeah, the
or something hot pudding.
Yeah, those are calmative foods. But the reason that we eat those during breakfast is because they can't compete with the steak and potato dinners.
Definitely not.
In the United States, it's like we've been taught to eat the big dinner.
Yes.
So if you to say here's some oatmeal, somebody said, "Oh, get real. I'm not eating this. What is this stuff
for
you know?
dinner?
Yeah,
Nah,
for
it's not
dinner.
You got to bake it with some
So-
like fruit on it.
But what could feel dinnerish that you could eat at that
Baked
time?
potato, brown rice salad.
All
You
by
can-
itself? You can't put no cheese on it anymore? No cheese?
Well, you know, I'm glad you asked that because
Sour
now they
cream?
have plant-based cheeses. So you can get like cheese that are made from cashew. You can get cheese made from brown
Does
rice.
it really taste like cheese?
It doesn't taste like the fat cheese, no.
I need fat cheese.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
no reason
I mean,
to
I
say-
wish I could say that it does, but
It's
I
like
used to
fake
be
gold. It's like fake gold. I'm not wearing. If I can't have no real gold,
break you out.
I'm not wearing it. I'll
It'll
start
break you
I'll
out.
start breaking out.
Yeah, I used to be a cheese fanatic too, so I can relate. I can
love
relate.
cheese.
That was hard.
Havarti.
Havarti party every day.
Yeah.
Love hard. I love that shit.
But it is definitely a high contributor to clogging up every vein you have.
You're right.
And
That's why
that-
I had the high cholesterol. So I
Yeah.
had to,
So to bring that, keep it below
Why
200.
is everything good bad for you, man? Everything you like is
Because we've been psyched out to do that,
to
though.
like something bad.
Yeah.
Why? Why not psych us out to like something good off top?
Because it doesn't sell. They're not.
Because it doesn't sell.
They're
right?
not concerned with us being healthy people. Food manufacturers are concerned with us being lifetime customers.
So it's like
Exactly.
it's the message that just
Dope
keeps
dealer.
getting pounded out into your brain of, because I see that all the time. Like something could, because like when we come around our friends, that, or my friends that are like from my urban part of my life.
Yes.
And if they're eating at my house and they hear that it's organic, they automatically think it's disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, I can't
Yeah.
eat organic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you just came here with Popeyes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
You're the
saying?
one turned me on to
Exactly.
that too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, yo, it's a pizza, man. It's
Right.
Like, oh, and then even after they'll be like, yo, he gave me some organic.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's like, yo, it was a cheeseburger, though. You know,
Right.
it
Organic
just-
shit when you got the
You know
organic
what I'm
chef.
saying?
Yeah.
It's just, we always
Yeah.
have organic things. So it's funny how, things
It's not
that-
just organic.
to the extent that you think something good that's even tastes better, it's better. It's just like, yo, I got to go get me some McDonald's. That's safe. Like thinking that things that are not safe are safe.
It's not just safe, it's quick.
like having not
quick.
like having a job. You think that's
Yeah.
safe. But
Yeah,
someone's always
exactly.
fired.
Comfortable. People looking for euphoria. That's what they're looking for. And you can find euphoria in a cheeseburger. You can find euphoria in a soda.
If you're told, you'll believe it. Like you believe
exactly.
what's in the best, what's in the best interest of what you think is going to keep you as comfortable as possible.
That's right.
Seems like.
Exactly. And
that's
that's the
dope.
bottom line. That's why it's so easy to offend people. Like I give like seminars and you all hear some of the Q&As, it's just like we're talking about politics or religion because you're talking about something that's going to take away their euphoria.
Yeah.
It's like, no, what? I can't eat the barbecue ribs. You crazy, And that's where we are now because people are actually addicted to food.
Like mentally, you think you're doing your life a disjustice because you can't have certain things in life. Like I
Yeah,
got to be able to have ice
exactly.
cream. Yeah,
Exactly.
I know how that feels.
One of my
'Cause when
favorite
you're-
one of my favorite quotes is you got to eat to live, not live to eat.
right.
Right.
And that's one I've always thought that was
my
great.
favorite new quote is my quote is people, especially like urban, they spend a lot of time spending money on designer clothes, designer cars, but they put cheap food in their body.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're gonna do the whole lifestyle, you're supposed to be living rich, then your
Right.
food should be rich as well, meaning not just rich because it costs money, but because it's rich in health and it's the best food.
That's right.
So
And we
like,
become
like some people like I can't eat whole food. Like you got Jordans on, you can't eat whole food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It makes more sense.
Exactly.
So I think this is a great conversation. I'm glad you brought it up.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you have books.
Yes.
Flavors of the Tongue.
my-
Is this about how to do these diets or just conceptually about why you should do it?
Yes, it's actually the diet is in the book. It's called Slaves of the Tongue, and I named it that because what's happening now is that we are eating just like slaves, especially when it comes to the African American community. Eating like slaves has been one of the things that have held us down
Yeah,
for
like
a long
chitlins.
time.
They give you chitlins and all.
Yeah, just and
Make you think it's a delicacy. And it's
Exactly.
Doo doo.
Yeah.
It's doo doo organs.
That's exactly what it is, and that's why it stinks so bad before it comes out.
Oh.
And the equivalent to that in
Don't say oxtails. Please don't say oxtails.
Well, I was just gonna say
Please don't say
oxtails. No.
Please don't say nothing bad about oxtails.
I mean, I haven't heard oxtails in years, but
you
our
missing it
family
out.
used to eat
Whoa,
that. They
my
used to say,
family-
"You don't know what you missing." I'm like, "You eating a tail, man."
That's all right. That shit is a good ass tail.
Yeah.
What was I going?
And
I
neck
love
bones
oxtails.
and all
I'll
that.
eat neck bones.
I
Don't do
never
that.
got to that.
Oxtail's the nastiest thing I eat. Pause. Like, everything else, I'm pretty straight up. But I don't know oxtails.
You eat
But you don't
Tongue?
even eat seafood.
No, I don't even eat. I don't eat none of that. I don't eat none of that. It's cheeseburgers, it's steak, it's white meat. Like I don't like no chicken off the bone. You know what I mean? It got to be a breast and it got to be pounded thin. You know what I mean? I can't feel like flesh I'm eating. Like I would mentally, I'd prefer to be a vegetarian, but I really like cheeseburgers. And it doesn't look like a cow, so I could get past it. And chicken fingers too. And little, I'll eat buffalo wings if they're little. If they're big wings, elbow wings, I'm not eating elbow wings.
See, now you're talking about the psychology of food. This is really good because what you're saying is why people eat so much because it doesn't look like a murder took place.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I'm saying. I can't eat nothing like I don't eat no lamb. I just conceptually I can't do it.
Yeah.
There's guilt with it.
I also think that a reason people eat so much is that we haven't gone back. People aren't encouraged to actually cook their food.
Yeah.
That's true.
And there's so much food products out there. I mean,
And it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
We go to a diner, it costs like $50, and it's like for a cheeseburger.
no,
she
Mel's
cooks-
Diner, I swear, no offense to Mel's, I love it. I love the place, but
Just tell everybody where we be at.
there's multiple locations. There's multiple locations, but we haven't been there in a while.
We don't go there anymore. Go ahead, what are you saying?
But I mean, you get 2 meals. For some reason, it's a diner. It costs $40-$60.
That's what I just said.
It's incredible. And then you go to the grocery store to get the same meal. Go to Whole Foods, get all organic, grass-fed, pasture
Eat
raised,
good for 2 days.
non-GMO.
Good food.
Yeah.
You can you spend that.
That's
for
what it is. It's like you have to know who's
2
growing.
days, 3
I'm
meals.
sorry. Yeah, you got to know who's growing your food, and you have to cook it. And I think that'll make life. That's that documentary we saw. I wanted to ask a question. So, if let's say a big dude with a beard, intimidating, came in right now, what would be the best move to just throw him on the floor real fast?
Because he had a beard.
He's intimidating. He's a little imposing. Can you just show me that? Show me what you do in that situation. No,
Hey, you
but
always put it on.
why you? Nobody said nothing about you. You ain't the only one with a beard. Come on, man. You got a beard right next to you. Well, what I was really saying is like, okay, so when a guy like you, who's obviously very disciplined in life, you know, you're sensei. It's an extreme thing. If you're a professional person, it's hard for someone that's not a professional person, you know, with that kind of discipline to really digest putting themselves on a disciplined level like this. How do you articulate it to the person that's not so professional and disciplined and put it in a way where they feel like it's like something they can actually achieve? You know what I mean? Because a lot of diets, and when you tell someone a structure, they get intimidated by that. And also when the person that's telling you is like, you know, a person that there's only like 3 of them in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you?
That's crazy.
How do you make it real?
It's only 3.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you make it real by. It is one thing that I say as pretty much like a blanket statement is that in teaching people how to eat differently and the re-education of that is, first of all, commit to yourself to do something uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable, because people don't want to be uncomfortable.
like, how do you make someone that only, like you said, like people that are influenced by everything around them, to get them to break that and
Yeah.
say, all right, it's easy for you to say you're
Yeah.
fucking Superman. You know what I'm saying? How do you get someone that's not Superman, that doesn't know how to do all these things so well, to look at it as something they can do? Because it seems like you have to be really good discipline wise. Like, how do you make it normal to them? You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem, because that's how I did it for me just now, is I compared it to what I'm doing, and now just adjustments and tweaks. But I also have a woman that if she wasn't here, either I'd have to hire someone to do that, which I'm not, or it just wouldn't be getting done. It would be more cheeseburgers and, you know, In-N-Out burger. You know what I mean? But, you know, how does someone that doesn't have all of that support put it in something that's realistic to them to do?
Well, if they were actually looking at the rhythm diet, I would look at this and say, what is whatever it is here that you can do whatever's the easiest thing that you can do, that you can act upon now, do that and master that. And then after you do that, go to the next thing. So if eating in the middle of the day is the only thing that makes sense in here, do that until you can do something else that's easier.
That sounds like Superman talk right there. I would be like,
really?
you're still Superman. Yeah, because you still have to have discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the way it would be dope to do it in a way that someone, because to me, the best way to educate him is almost to trick him.
Yes.
Show them it as a lifestyle. So like, let's say you did a day and you like the way I show people to understand how to be a diabetic is during my day, I actually show me taking, if I'm directing a movie, make sure you show what I'm doing. Show how it is and how it affects my day. It really doesn't. You could just do it. It's show this, show the wake up.
Yeah.
Show the eat, what you eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Show the time.
So like have it filmed where you
just
showing
film that day. Instead of showing it like this, because this, I would put that'd be dope. Like, we should do that.
Let's
That's
make
what
a
we should do.
film.
We should make a film. Yeah.
Same
That's
thing that all these companies that are making all these cookie commercials and everything, just
you have to
combat
do
it at like
it's like
that.
You almost have to fight them their way.
That's
Their way,
right.
exactly.
You know what I mean? The thing about it is this way is not popular because it's not profitable.
That's
you understand
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no money involved in promoting
You're
it.
making it entertaining as
But
well.
if you make
It's
it
entertaining.
the same thing we do with education, like we're having a show right now, and we're really someone that's looking at this thinking they're going to get music is about to learn how to feed themselves and the importance of it.
Right.
The thing about it is once you're made conscious, you become responsible. Like once you know,
of course.
you can't just
Exactly.
consciously do bad things to
Responsibility comes
yourself.
along with it.
You understand
Right,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
So yeah, you thought you was getting hip hop today. Now you're gonna learn how to take care of yourself. Be conscious of the fact that if you don't, there's repercussions, and the repercussions is your quality of living, and then your family's quality of living. Because if you're sick, they have to
compromised.
take care of you.
That's right.
The bottom line is, whatever happens to me, it's in Rocky's best interest and my best interest to make sure she's good. Because whatever's going on in her life, I'm right there.
That's right.
So I'd rather be right there in a fun place than a hospital. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for her. I would never want to give her that because I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna be right there next to me. So and I saw and you lose people to cancer. That's when you really know that's not how you want to go out.
Yeah.
Because it's like you
Yeah, my
can't just
father
go
went
out
out like that.
My pops did too. But it was such an effect on the family because you have to watch a person you love
Die
break the fuck down.
Yeah.
Organ by organ.
Slowly. Yeah.
Be conscious of the fact that he's about to die. Like, niggas die, they just die. That's not a bad. You don't know you're gonna die. You know what I mean? But if somebody's like, you dying next week, you get to think about
They
it,
almost
be
turn back
scared
into
about
infants.
it.
It's like
I've
they
seen
turn
it happen. I
yeah,
saw it.
I
I
saw
saw
that
that
too.
conversation with my pops, like, oh, you going to hospice, like forever? You know what I'm saying? Like I saw that first reaction when it's like, it's it, it's over. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's dope. I think this is
Should be filmed,
insightful.
though. It should be
We
captured.
should do it in a
We should
way.
do it.
We should do it. It's almost like a responsibility because of the internet. That if you can go and make something like this, make it entertaining, put good music behind it, people be well dressed, people be millennial acting and young, and see that it's something that can happen not only to like a trained warrior, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's disciplined
Exactly.
in life,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
something that someone that's just living can do, just an adjustment here, a tweak there, and you could really substantially change your life and your existence.
Normal people. Right.
That's
Dope.
beautiful.
Yeah, that'd be dope. We should do that.
I think
Yeah, we're
that's
gonna do
I
that.
think that's
It's
really important because
I can definitely do it with me
It's just-
Yeah.
because that's
needs
my
to
life.
be
We just
done.
walk
Right.
through it. So
Right.
I know what I do when I wake up. I
Right.
walk the dogs. Rocky sleeps a little longer. I walk around. Sometimes smoke a joint, whatever. Look at the view for a while. She'll be like, "You okay? You hungry? Eat a banana."
Wow.
Until she gets going, and that's when we're not on point. When we're on point, they start to bring the. Like if I have people in the house that are working or Rocky, she'll start to bring the shakes and the stuff. All that happens. We can show all of that, and it's aspirational. Taking care of yourself is a luxury, but it's a luxury that doesn't cost anything really, except for the product. But you got to eat anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well, architect your life and make it something that you enjoy that's going to benefit you and your family. An investment in your health is an investment in your wealth. It's an investment in your family.
Yes,
Period.
of course.
And that's what you have to look at it as well. Your health should be looked at like a business as well, and it's just as
Health,
equal.
wealth,
It's equal.
family.
Health, wealth, and family.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to do now, because we talked for a while, and something interesting has happened, right? So I'm the kind of guy that if you help other people, I'm always going to help you. And what happens with people is they'll do something at a professional level, but no one will see it. Everybody can do something dope, but it's having the infrastructure behind you and the opportunity and the platforms and all that comes with it. But if I see that you're helping me, if you do something, even if you step in shit and do it by accident, if it's at a professional level, I'm going to help you monetize it. I'm going to help you put it out. You'll be able to use my platform. So what's happened is the other bearded man, the white bearded, That's white Kenyatta right there.
White Kenyatta. Brother. That's my brother.
That's your twin brother. That's the white side.
Bryce Yada. Bryce Yada.
No. It's the white Kenyatta. Right, don't try to white Yada. Don't try to white Yada. You try to make it cool. White Yada.
Bryce Yada.
Nah,
White
Yada. White Kenyatta. The white hip hop
Right,
model.
right,
Well, anyway.
right.
Bryce, who edits a lot, he films a lot. He's helped us actually in our transition. He came from North Carolina. He helped me edit up Too Honorable. He's done a lot. You know, he's a guy that's gonna do a lot, but until he does, he's gonna talk about a lot. You know, until he gets it done. You know what I'm saying? But he does. He's very lengthy in his conversation at times. But a little extra. You got to edit that. But while he's been here editing the Dame Dash show and the Intelligent Boss Moves and even this radio show and taping, he also is a rapper. Like I always find that everyone that comes around at some point was a rapper at some or something musical.
I've never been a rapper.
Me.
You're an artist though. You turned out to be like a professional photographer and a professional illustrator and all these other things and a professional.
I was just
woman.
making sure the point was.
You just wanted to. All right. Anyway, so my point is, Bryce makes records, and the other day, because we were in one of the the houses where he's occupying, and I was like, yo, man, put speakers in here, make this shit this high. She got high ceilings. The ceilings are like 20, 30. It's crazy. You know,
Yeah.
Make this crazy. You in a nice, make it hot. So he went
Make
and got
this livable.
So he went and got the speakers, and I came downstairs and was like, yo, turn on, the speakers are hooked up? Yeah, well, let me hear some. Let me hear some music. I'm down here. So he starts to play a record, and, you know, I was like, play that again. And I was like, that's you? And the record's kind of dope. You know, it's like, I call it trap country music. Because, you know, and I've been calling him Elvis because he talks like Elvis. He's straight North Carolina, straight bearded white boy. Do white boy stuff. The dirty Camaro in the garage. I went to his crib. It was, anyway, real white people shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's authentic. You know what I mean? And you know he's been. The funny thing is in North Carolina, not everybody has the ability to make videos and edit. So in North Carolina, he's superhuman, and he ends up shooting a lot of the trap music videos. So it's like he has this like trap music, urban black North Carolina sensibility along with the country, you know, bearded, you know, he wears like fucking, we call him Old Spice Bryce because he always wears like Old Spice shirts.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Old Spice
Bryce. You know, or wears like, you know, Batman, you know, like little kid shirts. Sometimes he dresses like
said little kid shirt.
He said he dresses like a well-dressed 7-year-old.
well-dressed 7-year-old.
Well-dressed
But yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, I wanted to play the record. You know, I want everyone, and I wanted to hear what people thought about it. The reason why I thought it was interesting is because I've never heard anything like it before. It was like, you know, kind of country music, but it was kind of trill. It was, you know, but it's kind of poppy. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to know what he's gonna do with it. But you know what I want him to do.
How he's gonna perform it.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. If you could perform this record, it'd be impactful, and you could have a career. And I want him to do a show, and you know, because he knows the sensibilities of the career of hip hop and the internet and things like that. Use the platform, play the music, make a video, do a show, and turn it into something like you come here as an editor, but you walk away as a rock star. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what I try to do. Is once I see that a person has the ability to help my company, then that's when I feel confident helping that person.
Absolutely.
And I also feel like Genius is contagious. So he's been around me for a while. So he better come with a fucking hit record, something like that. Yeah. So we'll see. Don't try to look at the while I'm talking. Try to act like you texting. Look. Yeah.
Now he's trying to pretend like he's working.
He's over there blushing. Don't stop blushing. You know,
you got a deal on the table.
Looking like a tomato, Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise.
So let's go to that record. Can you pass us, and you could actually, let's get on the mic. Come on. Don't act like you don't want to. Because also,
he's got a mic right here. But yeah, we got to put a camera on you.
Yeah, give me the camera. There you go. This might be Bryce's first legit interview behind the scenes. Oh, you gonna take?
You can go right by the board.
Make sure your hand is steady.
Okay.
Kenyatta. So Bryce, I'd like you to set up this record. You know, maybe talk about yourself a little bit, and then introduce the record, and then we'll you know.
And yourself.
Yeah.
I'm Bryce Snow.
This nigga look like Lucky.
He does.
Yeah, I'm Bryce Snow. Come on, man. That's not no rock star, Bryce Snow. Bryce Snow is a rock star name, too. I
Yes,
like
it
Bryce
is.
Snow.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
This is my record. So
Let me ask you some questions. I
Oh,
don't
my
like the way you're
goodness.
talking right now. So, Bryce, how did... So, were you doing that on purpose, or did you just turn into a 7-year-old?
Nah.
Let me find out you're a 7-year-old. Mark
the
and
spot
Mindy or
for
some
like
shit like
15
that. So let me ask you this. So how did this come about with this record?
I made this record in 2010. I just heard a beat, and it just when I listen to a record, it typically tells me what to say on the record.
But what
so-
you mean 2010? This is 2016, dog.
Well, I found another beat that one of my producers from 2006. I just contacted him a week and a half ago and told him to send me 5 beats or whatever he had. And I found this beat, and it reminded me of the same song that I had made in 2010.
So you took the lyrics and you laid it over a new beat.
Right.
Oh,
I felt it fit better.
Right. Okay. And how do you feel about the opportunity that's being presented to you? I mean, I put it up on Instagram. I gave you 15 seconds right there, and then also you've inspired Jay Gunner's management to book you shows,
I think the touchdown dance last night said it all.
You did a touchdown dance?
No, you did the touchdown dance. You were like the slow-mo,
Oh.
the hero shot.
So that was me though. That's how you feel? I
Yeah,
told him,
like,
I
I was
told
like,
him right now
that's gonna
it
be
was
me.
like the Super Bowl and somebody fumbled, like Cam Newton fumbled and everybody's watching, like Rihanna's in the audience and Kendrick Lamar, Janet Jackson's looking and there's no one behind you. And I was like, I would start running in slow motion. Like I'd start doing slow motion before the slow motion. Like it's about how cool you look going to the finish line, right? Can you get to the finish line cool?
Yes.
That's what I want to know.
Yes.
So what's your plan moving forward after this?
Well, Corey's coming out here. His name is Corey Jackson's producer. He's coming out here in about a week, and he's going to go ahead and start working on some more records for me. And at the same time, I'm going to get up with the band.
Yeah, that's what you better do.
But I want them to gel together. I want him to be able to work with them.
Nah,
instead
forget all
of-
that gel, B. Get the band. See, that's the extras, like gel. Why? It's gel. You're not a gel. You didn't fucking put a record out yet and had to get hit. He's talking hit record talk. What you should do is make sure you get that band that music and perform it. And perform it over and over again so that it looks just as good on the actually better on the stage than it does when you hear it.
Right.
And that will attract more attention. Tape that and keep putting out those images I told you and YouTube that up and make a video and hit the road, Jack. You understand what I mean? And I'm saying that to a person that's actually helping my company. I'm like, yo, go live your dreams and I'll get somebody else to help me. But you're going to make me some money if you're going to do that, though. We'll do that together. Pause. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the opportunities that you have. Like, Kenyatta was started as my barber. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a personality, running the camera. He's about to display karate. He's about to spar. You about to spar. You say you're not going to spar. You're not going to showcase everything. Go ahead. Break your collarbone. You probably squeeze your earlobe when your collarbone break. Your collarbone break. He hit you with the 3-day kidney touch. He gonna touch you. You gonna fall out in like 3 days. But I'm sorry. So let's get to your record. Introduce your record, and we'll get to it. And
This is So Ozone by Bryce Snow.
Bryce actually just started to perform it as well. So he looks like he has presence on mute.
Right.
So we'll see how he projects, and how he is with a band, and if he's cool, swag, and all. But that was looking good. You look
Yeah.
good at it. So yeah, that could turn into something. That's how things happen, man. You never really know when you're gonna find a certain kind of talent at professional level and be able to help a person because you have an infrastructure. Use your platforms to take it to that level,
Right.
and then he'll be out. All artists do that shit. He'll be gone. Once he sells 1 million records, he'll be gone, and then I'll see him on TV and shit. No, that's not my job, nigga, to flip your money. Flipping my own money. That's the thing is I think that I'm not just because if I pass you a lotto ticket, don't mean I'm responsible for making you money for the rest of your life.
Right.
But I would like to be able to monetize it and benefit from it, and all the things. But what's good about the millennial generation is, not only is he a person that's making the music, he has the ability to shoot his own video. He doesn't need anybody else. You know what I'm saying? He has a camera, he has a computer, he has the music. He can do everything.
He even recorded himself.
He recorded himself. He did the engineering. And that's almost the norm for the millennial. Like you have to know how to do all these things. You have to know how to shoot. You have to know how to
So
edit.
you have to know how to make a flyer. You have to know
everything.
How to shoot. Yeah,
And-
you should
and-
know how to make a flyer. You should
I
know
mean,
how to
you
shoot.
should. These are things you should know how to do anyway. But because of the opportunities that present themselves, where you can do it on your own without having to have a staff, spend money, and you can also have the platform through the internet. It's no excusing not learning everything so that you could do it yourself, which is basically what our whole entrepreneur's concept is to take something that's tangled and untangle it yourself, and then you reap the benefits from it. That's what an entrepreneur is. So basically what the internet has done is turned everyone into an entrepreneur, or at least the potential to be, where there's no excusing being like, I gotta only have a job, because you can do something yourself and you could rub two sticks together and make a fucking forest fire. That can happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, that's basically the point. So just, you brought a guest in, so that means you have no calls today?
No, I just muted the calls.
Okay, cool. Because this was
like
important.
more dynamic.
This is
to me.
great.
Yeah.
It was important. It was important. And we've discussed now, because it's an important message. The purpose of this show was for us to make ourselves better. And a lot of times when people know how to make themselves better, they're so stingy with it because they don't want nobody else better than them. That's not me. I think our platform is for everyone, to make everyone better.
It's a giving platform.
It's a giving platform. It's a sharing platform of positive things. And, if I know how to make a buck, I'm going to show you how I did it. You could do it the way you want, but I could tell you how I did it. If I could tell you how I stay healthy and what I believe in, and if it's working for me and you like it, you could imply that to your own.
This is more like a Culture Vultures consultation. This is what this is.
Well,
There's
it's not
another
quite about business, but it's a.
It's the Culture Vultures of the food industry.
Yeah, we're
You know what I'm saying?
gonna put out the Culture Vulture app with the book, and then I'm gonna we're gonna do Culture Vulture consultations where you can probably get like $300 an hour. You could talk directly to me or something, but you have to be a part of this thing. You have to be the kind of person that's, once you get it, you're gonna know how to distribute it to people, selflessly.
Yourself, right.
The bottom line is you got to get paid because you got to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay the bills.
Exactly.
So there's no other better way to pay the bills than to help people. You know what I mean? Like I've paid the bills and I put things that haven't helped people. It's just helped me. But if I can pay the bills and help people and give them a consciousness while I do it, that's to me is the wave. That's the millennial thinking way of doing things. It's a different mentality completely. The last century, people have just been trying to guard their own. They haven't been too sharing. But people understand the better everybody is, the better you are.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you're if you're the person on the block that got the biggest house and no one else is living well, you're a target. When your house is gonna get robbed, people are gonna resent you. But if everybody has a big house, now you have a next door neighbor that can help you if the generator goes out or some dumb shit like that. And that's how you have to look at it. The more you help people, the more people can help you back. But you also have to empower people that will empower other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it would be dope for us to do something. We spoke about it, like some kind of a show or a visual of what it looks like to apply these steps and how cool it is to do it.
Another version of almost like Intelligent Boss Moves, hip hop motivations. Have something
The food version. I mean,
right.
we're big. That's Rocky to me, she's my food specialist. She
Right,
can talk
right.
intelligently and she's inspiring. So like when somebody like her is passing you something healthy, you don't say no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's if you have a beautiful woman that's passing you beautiful things, how you say no to something that's good for you?
Right.
She's trying to help you. Like today we was out there, she brought out 2 yoga mats, but I was working. I should have to walk off on a call, but she, it was like, if I didn't walk off on the call and she's inviting me to yoga, I got to do it.
Yeah.
Now if you bring out a yoga mat, it's not happening. I'll be like,
He's like, what you doing?
we're not doing no yoga, though. You know what I'm saying? Stop passing me food, too. You know what I'm saying?
Stop passing.
Take that juice out of here, B. Get out of here with that cholesterol. Get out of here.
Oh my goodness.
How much time we got left? What we looking like? Damn, so we almost good with music. All right, so that was good. I love that. When information is there, the time passes. Like gambling. When you sit at the blackjack table.
Sorry, if I want to ask, what's your fighting style, by the way? Like, what's your...
Show him. Oh, why you asking that man his fighting style?
The style, like you...
Put that hand down. What? I feel a little defensive now.
Well, I'm closer to, if anything, would be like Aikido. I'm proficient in karate, wushu, and taekwondo. So
Oh my goodness.
all of them.
Okay. You still train? Do you train? You said you train UFC fighters. You told me.
What do you think about the UFC?
I think is for me personally. I think it's too barbaric for me.
Right.
I don't get off by, the things that we learn is how you can dismember and you can actually change a person's way of experiencing life.
Right. Like you can break something on a
Yeah,
person.
it's not worth. They can't pay me anything to
do
hurt
that to
a
somebody.
person
Right.
like that.
Even if that person's trying to hurt you for some paper.
Yeah,
That's natural law.
if you know,
just you don't wanna be in that
if I'm on the
environment.
street,
Right.
if somebody approaches me like that, then
They-
I
they in
gotta
for
serve
problems.
them. Yeah,
They in for problems.
Exactly. But if a situation where I'm just out to make some money and I'm going to take this guy away
Yeah.
from his children,
Right.
I'm like just like Muhammad Ali. He could have just destroyed so many fighters.
Yeah.
But after he saw that they were down, he put his hands up
Right.
and he walked away. And that's how I am. It's too barbaric.
Yeah.
You know what the reality of the MMA has been for me is, like you grow up watching karate movies, and you see the way karate movie. I've never seen an MMA fight look anything like a karate movie.
Nothing.
Nah, not at all.
So now you know the reality of what fighting really looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not so pretty. A lot of feet touching feet. I don't like feet. So a lot of wrestling and all of that. It's a lot of wrestling, a lot of submission. And also if you have a fair knuckle game, you can survive. You know what I mean? If I mean I've seen people certain styles like where someone comes in on some street shit and in the ring like Mad Dog, whatever his name was, and he got a decent knuckle game and he's been able to survive. It's not been like a 1-2.
You talking about
I've seen it. A couple of people trained.
Kimbo Slice.
Slice was another dude that was like from Florida that just never trained.
Yeah, I
he
forgot
just
his
got
name,
in there and just his knuckle game was just so proper that he was able to beat a certain amount. He didn't last so long. He definitely got devastated,
Right.
But my point is, it's the reality that knowing how to fight definitely doesn't look like a karate movie.
No, nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like, and probably the prettiest dude to me as far as style is John Jones. That in MMA, he's like
check John Jones out.
reigning champ now. He's incredible. But it's like
What about the little Irish dude that just got beat by the dude Nick? I knew that dude Nick. That dude Nick, whatever, his knuckle game is proper. And he was
Crazy
too heavy
knuckle
for me.
game. I just
His
saw
knuckle
that, yeah.
game is proper. I
Yeah.
always watched that. When I saw
Yeah.
him fighting him, I was like, well, he's not a sucker. I was like,
Yeah.
he's kind of aight with his hands.
Yeah.
the thing I'm missing it is the art. Like they call it martial arts.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is no art. It's just gotcha.
Yeah.
It just becomes artless.
I guess that's what fighting is, man. I mean, when you're really fighting.
Yeah, when you really fighting this.
without a cause, you know what I mean? It's for
See, that's why
Style
he's
goes out the
You know
door.
what I'm saying?
Style
It's
goes
like-
out the door when you
That's-
fight in the streets.
You fight, but I ain't gonna lie. See, that's why I was like boxing because you could look crispy while you fight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when I have my knuckle game,
Yeah.
matter of fact, in fights, I'm like, yo, watch this. I'm about to look crazy good. Like I already know.
Oh,
I like it. When you can look good with the knuckles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good hands.
Good hands look good. I know that. I like to look, but also, but bad hands look terrible. I ain't gonna lie. You can see some tough niggas fight that never fought before. It's a hot mess, B. It's like
wide swings.
It's a hot mess. That's why I like it. Again, if you're trained and you fight someone that's not trained, toughness sometimes ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like those wide, funny slap punches, and people really don't know how to throw a punch unless they practiced it.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing a punch correctly with like the rhythm and the weight and all of that. It's an art to that, and it looks cool when it's like that. But you stand it. But when it's MMA, it's like grab, feet, wrestle. Sometimes that knuckle game look proper, but it's never like what I never seen none of that.
Karate movie.
No.
So people don't go whoa. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, they do that.
But
They
not
do
like it's
scream.
not as cool as that. It'd be
No.
like, hiya, ho, he. It don't be like, hold on. Like back in the day, it was like talking while you was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like a cat. You like meowing. You like meow.
In the MMA, if you go to a scream, they either got hit in the throat in the middle of it.
Adrian Broner be streaming. He be like, hut, hut. Every time he throw a punch. Hut, hut,
yeah.
hut. Sometimes people do that. Some people do that. A lot of I'm none of that. I don't do none of that. I like to look
Waste
super
of
cool.
energy, right? Sometimes.
Nah, you gotta get your breath together.
Boxers, they
You gotta get
use
your
that
breath.
for rhythm. They a lot of they when they move,
Muhammad Ali used to do that.
Yeah.
So you used to train with Muhammad Ali?
No, I know Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's
Howard
one of my
Bingham.
best friends. That's my great uncle right there. I love Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah.
I pat him like a lot of my life behind the way because he would tell you what round he gonna knock you out and then knock you out,
Knock
but then
you out in that
also be like socially conscious and have a real fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would fight in a ring and then have a real life fight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then look stupid cool doing it. And all
Yeah.
that. And then have a sense of humor. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw the other day. I saw a clip when Muhammad Ali ran up on Sonny Liston and Sonny Liston pulled a gun out and started shooting at
I
him
saw
with blanks.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Yo, I never
gangster.
seen that. So I showed them with blanks.
Right? He was fucking with
He
Sonny
was bam,
Liston
bam,
so
bam.
much,
Yeah.
he put the joint out,
Yeah.
started busting out
Right.
of me. Muhammad Ali got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, they just like,
Oh, I got to look for that.
yeah.
Oh,
Shit like
man.
that don't be happening no more,
Yeah.
man. It was entertaining.
Damn.
Like you had to. It was real back then, because you
Yeah.
know, because Sonny Liston was known as a gangster back
Yeah.
then. So he was supposed to be muscle for
He
some.
was gambling, as a matter of fact, when that jumped off.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah,
but
he was gambling and he
came
went up to
talking,
him
he
and
was
started.
like, boop, 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 boop.
And Sonny, when you see the camera come back on Sonny, he's like smirking. He's like, he just like
Oh,
laughing.
he got him back.
That's
Like, I
the-
got you.
Yo, dog, that's the
He
most
said it's
gangster.
just
Wow.
blanks.
That's the most gangster funny shit I ever seen. If I ever
It's
seen that,
hilarious.
because
I've never
nigga,
seen
you
that.
would get shot like that.
Yeah,
like he's
definitely.
lucky
'Cause
someone didn't.
in Muhammad Ali's mind, he like, damn, this dude's shooting at me. This
The
nigga is
police
about
could have
to-
been right there, like, yo, boop, boop. You know, some security could have shot him behind that, or some bystanders. That could have went really bad.
Today.
Today, yeah, that's crazy. You can't even walk in with a bag and leave it. People
Yeah.
go crazy.
Wow.
You can't pull out a gun and start shooting with blanks, you know? But yeah, he's always been a big inspiration to me, to the extent that like everybody back in the day, like any gift that they would give me would be like a picture of Muhammad. I had like too many pictures of Muhammad.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, definitely, that's the dude. But yeah, so thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
I actually say you're closing. I know what you
Yeah, well, I want to close. Tell them where they can get in contact with you and buy the books, as well as see like your website and everything.
Oh, thank you. You can get the my Ideal Body Weight or IBW drink on idealbodyweight.co. And you can also get my other products on drzarif.com, DRZARIF.com. If you want to contact me by phone, it's 310-926-5115, 310-926-5115.
Do you give personal consultations or something?
Yes. I have a whole business that people call in. They Skype me from all over the country.
Really?
I like that.
And
Oh yeah, we could build a whole little franchise around that. Bitch. I'm on my television grind. I'm on LA, so
I think I think this is really important for people because
Definitely.
people really need to change the way they eat
Yeah,
and the way they
it has to be a
you know,
lifestyle. It can't be such a dramatic.
Hobby, yeah.
Because
Exactly.
eating bad is a lifestyle. Like going to a store and buying Little Debbie's or whatever, Snicker
It's
bar, and all
breaking
those different
habits
things.
that have
That's
just
right.
been really instilled. I'm fortunate enough my parents cooked every single meal that I ever ate, so it was like that was something that I never went to fast food restaurants or anything. That just never happened.
Not all of us grew up on the beach.
I know.
But
Yes, I know, but I'm
let me
saying
just tell you,
like
the way I grew up
this
in
is
this-
something you have to break.
no, I'm just saying like in the city, you're outside every day more than you're inside. Like that's you're on the street doing whatever you're doing.
Slices of pizza.
And what you live off of is the bodega,
Yep.
the Jamaican restaurant, the diner, the Spanish restaurant, the Chinese restaurant, and the liquor store. And that's your mall for the day. That's your refrigerator for the day. And you buy things in variations from $5 to $10. You have a meal. You know what I'm saying? So you go get a plate from these different places, or you're gonna go get a soda.
That
you're
would
gonna
be
go get some
dope to
chips.
show that, like to document how do you eat outside if you in the streets. Like, how do
That's
you-
what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like how do you
Yeah.
like a guy? I live in a fucking bubble. I don't live a regular, and I'm not saying that it's better or worse, but I've worked so hard that I get to wake up and choose who I'm around.
Right.
And I can get up when I feel like it, and I live in a bubble. Basically.
Right.
I control my environment completely. I architected my life. But a lot of people don't live in the bubble. The people that live in the bubble probably don't need it as much. But the people that do, rather people that live in the bubble don't need it. The people that don't, that are living that everyday grind, they need to be able to implement that
Right.
in their work day when they have to go to a job, or if they have to hit the street, or if they're an athlete. There's just different. And it's funny because everyone lives a different life.
Yeah.
Like people's life every day to day, it's so much different. Like there are people that live the same life. Like when you grow up in a neighborhood where people are living closely together, you're sharing your life. Your neighbors become your family.
Right.
You hang out with them every day.
Right.
If they're, unpleasant people, then you're having an unpleasant living experience. If you're living next door, your neighbors, or someone's giving you pressure. And then there's people that can live completely all alone. They don't see anybody. They just go to what they do and they come right back. And I mean, I've enjoyed that life. Like I know the difference between, opening up a gallery every morning and staying there till it never closes, and then going home, and then instead just investing in like a nice house and just waking up and just working from my crib and not having to deal with employees and people that I have to. Because when you're a boss, you become a father to that person. You got to teach them how to act in front of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're paying them to do it, so you have to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And that's
Put
what
them on
you
a schedule.
And when they do it well, you benefit. And like when your kid does well, you benefit, the same way. So it's a lot of responsibility coming outside and having people in your life every day, no matter what it is. But a lot of people have a different variation of what they consider a day-to-day life. And being able to accommodate those different variations is important.
And showing them visually. It's a visual generation.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see everything.
Yeah, like so there's the 9-to-5er, there's the athlete, there's the entertainer. Just like you said, you had to adjust for Stevie Wonder just because he has a different lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a general lifestyle, then there's people that architect their lifestyle, and some people accept lifestyles and some people make their own. So being able to accommodate all those different kind of things for every level, whether for fashion, food, music, just life, love, all of that stuff. But food is a big part of it,
Huge.
And the good thing about food is it brings you together.
Yeah.
That's why, like in the house we're building, every
And
house
it can pull you apart because
Yeah.
you can lose your family member eating the wrong way, right?
Great. But what I mean is like when you're actually cooking, the family's in there, and then they see you begin, they watch you, and then you get to sit and together your family gets to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's to me, cooking is a big part of my everyday living, whether I have my children or not. It's a ritual. In North Carolina, it was a big deal, and Elvis could tell you, right, that because he'd be down there sometime, that every day Rocky would spend at least 3-4 hours cooking, and the big payoff would be what Rocky cooked, and then we would all sit around the table,
Right.
eat good food, have a good conversation, and then go back to what we were doing. But that was togetherness for that time. And everything that we build accommodates that. Like I know that there has to be a television in the kitchen, or there has to be a room next to the kitchen that she could see, so that while she's cooking, we still have the same. We're one of those couples that people don't like that do everything together. I saw on Billions, the movie on the TV show Billions, they were talking about, I don't want to hang out with that couple. They love each other too much. You know what I'm
They
saying?
love each other too
Right?
much.
They're too close. It's kind of,
right,
and then they got to it and they were like, we do our business together. And I was like, God damn, that's us. Like, we're that couple that other couples don't want to go to because we spend 24/7
great polarity of each
together.
other, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like everything. And he's like, I know that we have different jobs. And they were like, what? He's like, well, one job is hugging and the other, my job's hugging and her job's kissing. Like, I was like, everything was just like, oh God. That's me and
Sounds
Raquel.
like- yeah, it
that's
does
me and
sound like
Raquel.
you, yeah.
That's me and Raquel.
Yeah.
Like, it was a time that you would never think that was Dame. And now you don't see Dame. It's a completely different Dame. But all that time, I was just looking for
I've
my
never seen
Raquel.
that.
I was
Yeah.
looking for my Raquel.
Right.
Found my Raquel.
Wow, that's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah, it's dope. All right, so let's end it on that note, and we'll be back next week. We'll be able to, I think we're going to start to put out clips, YouTube clips of the highlights of the show.
Right.
You'll be able to hear the whole show over and over again on, I put it on the YouTube, and then you'll be able to see the show visually on Dame Dash Studios.
Also, I want to say hello to my partners in Hip Hop Motivation, Carolyn and Michelle, because
Yeah, where
they've
they
been
at?
working. They've been working.
Yeah,
The schedule on
But
Fridays.
you're nothing
because they
without
do
them.
hair. Yeah, they
I
do
don't even
hair,
know
so
how you even get here without them.
Michelle
They-
does hair, so
You
sometimes
don't-
Fridays is hard to get away.
And
Yeah.
she's not doing too much on yours. So
No,
you're
not
good.
at all.
She be in the house braiding your
No
beard.
finger
She
waves.
braids your
That's-
beard.
that's why I'm letting it grow out a little
Burning
bit.
up your beard so you can put pineapple waves in your beard.
Trying to be like Barry White. Trying to be like Barry White. Put the Jerry curl in my beard.
Talking about you want to spend time with your girl.
Hey, you said talking about you want to spend time with you.
You pineapple wave your
Crazy.
beard so you can spend time with your
A little
girl.
finger wave.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be back next
And
week.
that song is dope, man, by the way, man. I just want to say that on air. You look, I love the song. I think you have a lot of great potential.
Can you do me a
can't wait to
favor?
see something.
Walk it like you talking.
Yeah.
Can you play it in the barbershop and see what?
Most definitely.
come
And
back and
also
tell
too,
us.
where can they find you at? That's important. We didn't give like, where can they reach you?
Okay, that's the you know how to say that good.
I'm
Where
on
can they find you?
Instagram at Bryce Snow the brand, BRYCE Snow the brand.
That's it. No Twitter, nothing. No Twitter. No YouTube. No YouTube channel. Tripping.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Well, we
But
have
anyway.
more than What's that pen?
The fuck that man.
He's taking down all his old stuff and just waiting for the new.
See, he talks it. I say, yo, you ain't got no YouTube channel. YouTube's pending until. Like, what the fuck is that? Whatever, all that bullshit. Say that's that North
Some
Carolina
legal stuff
That's
going on.
that was that bullshit. That was the little shade in your eye, so you don't know what he's saying. That's what he does all day. You know,
Like-
niggas don't know
that's
the
like a
answer. They just
patois,
make
little
up some
patois
dumb
or
shit. They be like, well, everything is all.
Well, everything's a little.
That's not what I asked
It's
you,
a little.
dog.
Everything's not right.
I didn't ask you none of that.
Everything's all right.
Word up.
today is great.
And also, we get to look at your smile today. You know, gotta at least say something. Say something to Mike. Introduce yourself.
Yo, it's
that pretty
Lisa.
smile.
I have to say, guys, the show was popping though.
It
I
is?
learned a lot.
Thank you.
I learned a lot today.
good.
I'm very happy.
I love to be
liked all
popping.
your comment. You're like, Rocky, what's the breast milk stuff? She's like, oh, this. You're like, what about the yogurt stuff? And she's like, oh, this. And you're like,
she knows.
yeah, she knows, but it's like breast milk stuff.
No, she speaks my language. We talk a different language. She knows what I'm talking about. She actually has got to a level where she knows what I'm thinking. So if I'm looking around, she'll be like, "Oh, you're such a."
So it's like a real Star Trek relationship jumping off. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
we
a little
are
ESP jumping
one.
off. Like
We
it's a
are
lot of-
one.
yeah.
I'm one
We
side
are
of the
one.
brain. She's
Right,
the other. You know,
right.
when I feel when she hurts her finger, I'm like, "Ow!" Like that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
When you love somebody, their pain is yours, just like their
most
successes.
definitely.
So you got to
Most
keep no
definitely.
pain in their life and keep it successful because what they feel, you feel for sure. So yeah, that's it. And thanks for having that smile. We appreciate it.